There is not a single group of people I want to see lose their jobs to AI more than localizers. These people are the scum of the earth who actively make every project that they work on worse just by being there. And of course, they push their political agendas into the dialogue while pretending they're doing the fandom a favor. And today is no different. So Permaband would make this post over on X quoting Katrina, saying infamous localizer Katrina went mask off on Blue Sky and declared that people need to bully Japanese companies until they hire their ilk of localizers and union VAs to only contract them. How moral and good of them. Of course, she only has the courage to say that BS on Blue Sky. Now, we are going to get more into Katrina's localizing work here in a moment, but first let's read the Blue Sky post that would kick all this off. If you are a fan and want to do something to pressure companies into paying for union actors and good translations, bully them. First of all, good translation and Western localizers are an oxymoron. Those two things do not belong together. She would go on to say sending emails to shame them, comment how you will never buy their game again, call their customer support line. The louder you are, the faster these companies will change. Here's the thing though. These people don't buy products, they don't buy the mangas, they don't watch the animes, they don't buy the games, as we saw with 1348. These people, the modern audience, they just don't exist. Now, for a little more context on Katrina, I wanted to take a look at some of her localizing work. So this is a post she would make in 2023, saying, I am unfortunately doing some of my finest localization work on an anime about the high school girl who is legitimately attracted to a corgi. Now, keep this in mind. She said specifically good translations. So let's take a look at some of her translation work. So in the anime, it would say, how is Inukai-san friends with that Gyaru bimbo? The actual translation would be, I never expected Inukai-san to be friends with the Gyaru. Moving on, the anime would say, sure, I had to pee outside, but what else was I gonna do? She had me on a leash. The correct translation would be, I managed to get outside, but she had me on a leash, so I couldn't do anything. He's talking about how he couldn't go back home. So very clearly, just on pure basis of localization, just being able to translate properly, she cannot do. How does she keep getting hired? And even more to that, how is random people on Twitter managing to do a better localization job than these people who actually get paid by companies? Will never surprise me. It's genuinely awful. Now, some of the reactions were to be as expected. What these vandalizers don't get is the reason they had jobs. Japanese companies clearly don't care about the quality of translations, just sales, is the reason why AI will replace them. If these JP corpos cared about quality/accuracy, they'd never maintain a job translating. I mean, this is true. The Japanese corporations have vastly neglected Western markets. For whatever reason, I don't know why, it just is what it is. Remember, these are the stop appropriating culture people not that long ago. There's this weird agenda against Japan lately. Everything they do is either wrong or racist, or their PDFs, or stuff like that. The answer to this is simple. Like, the people that Katrina are, these wokey people, they don't see Japanese as people, they see them as white adjacent, and as we all know, white means bad, so they view Japanese people as disgusting demon creatures. I mean, that's all I can really say about it. They don't view them as people. Now, some of the quote treats would get pretty popular, so here we have Chibi Reviews. Localizer admits what we already knew that they were doing to Japanese companies. They wonder why people cheer for them to be fired and replaced by AI. They incited fans to bully a company and incited a boycott on social media. If an employee did this in a Japanese company, it wouldn't be surprising if the company took some kind of disciplinary action. They're not going to do anything to her. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't even get fired from the job she's at. This is the sweet baby formula, and they are not even hiding it anymore. First, they bullied Western game companies, now they want to bully Asia. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. I don't really think anything is going to happen to Katrina or localizers in general, at least until AI becomes more accurate in their translations. Simply because, I mean, these companies don't really seem to care. They really only care about crushing pirating sites, but really the unfortunate truth is that pirating sites offer superior translation and often quality to like every other legal site. Like, it's actually ridiculous. I feel like if Japanese companies actually wanted to make money in the Western market and not lose all of it to piracy, they'd start by hiring good localizers or by hurrying up and rushing the AI translations. Because the amount of times I have seen garbage translations on Twitter and then went to pirate sites only to see far better translations is honestly every single time. I don't think I've ever gotten a bad translation watching something on a pirate site, but you know, I don't think much is going to change. I really do think companies are going to have to lose a lot more money before they finally grow a brain. I mean, EA and Ubisoft still haven't learned their lessons by hiring these people. But with all that being said, guys, make sure to leave me a like, leave me a sub, comment your thoughts on this whole situation, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.